Alright, hi everyone, it's Chris here from chrisjlanyard.com, and we're doing XPlane 10 flight today on diversions. Okay, so this is the exercise that I'm going to practice, and I want to basically do a quick ground school lesson before going on the simulator and actually doing the actual exercise. And I'm going to explain a little bit why you want to do diversion and what's the purpose of it in real life flying, and I want to try to do it in the simulator, and I'll do my best to do it properly. So what is a diversion? Basically, it's a maneuver you do when you're flying, you're planning to fly somewhere, okay? And then all of a sudden, maybe let's say you're a commercial pilot and you're flying to a city, an airport, and all of a sudden the boss calls in, hey, we got change of plans, I gotta actually go to, we actually gotta fly the plane instead of going to the city. I have to go pick up my wife because she wants to go and to some jewelry store, so you gotta go pick her up, and then we're gonna go to back to the city. So that would be an example of a diversion that's a non-critical emergency diversion, right? So that's one example. Another example, you're flying along and all of a sudden you realize you don't have enough fuel to make it to the planned the place you're planning to go, your arrival point. You realize, oh crap, I miscalculated the fuels. I don't have enough fuel to get there. The winds are, we have a really strong headwind, and I only put 3/4 tanks. I thought it was full tanks. This is not good. I have to divert to another airport first to make everything safe. So that's kind of like a diversion that could be more of an emergency. Other examples are poor weather. Like you see a really strong weather situation coming in, or maybe there's a passenger you're flying and all of a sudden he gets like stung by a bee and he's like medically allergic to bees, and it's like, oh no, we can't make it if we have to divert to another area where we know there's a hospital near the airport so he can get checked on that. So those are some examples of why you want a diversion, and you basically have to plan a quick cross country in the air. That's the challenge, because while you're on the ground you're planning your cross country, you're planning your flight, and you had everything all set up. You had you spent maybe 3 or 2 hours planning your cross country. You got all the winds, the updated weather, and everything was smooth, right? For that, you had lots of time to consider different things and look at different checkpoints. But in this situation, because you're making it up very quickly, the challenge is you have to plan this quick mini cross country with your knee board and with your VNC map, right? And you have to do it while flying an airplane. So you have to juggle flying an airplane and doing the diversion. Okay, so that's basically what a diversion is, and I'm gonna go and explain all the steps here, and then yeah, and we'll go fly it in the simulator. So in XPlane 10. So yeah, if you are getting real life flight training, here's my disclaimer, everything I do on YouTube is for entertainment purposes only. If you're getting real flight training, I recommend consulting your flight school and your certified flight instructor for proper information. I am not an instructor as of now. Officially, I was, but my instructor rating is expired. So for the time being, this video is just for fun, for people who want to kind of learn about flight simulating, and that's the purpose of it. So basically, taking real life flying and what I've learned from being a flight instructor, and then turn it into something where you can teach online for fun on XPlane 10. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, let's say this is your map, okay? You have a VNC map, which is, a VNC map is a map that you're gonna use for visual flight rules, okay? So it's a map where you can see towers, you can see mountains, you have all the information on your map, you can see lakes, you can see airports, you have all the information there, okay? So imagine you have your map here, okay? And you're flying the plane, okay? You're in the aircraft, you have your map with you. Okay, so here you go. the first thing you want to do is you always want to aviate, navigate, communicate. So aviate, navigate, and then communicate. Okay, in that order. So when the first one's aviate, you gotta fly the plane first. So yeah, you want to plan a diversion, and you're probably, you know, it could be a situation where it's a little, like you gotta figure this out very quickly, right? So there's a little bit of stress on you, but don't forget to fly the plane first, right? This is gonna be stressful, yes, but always fly the plane first, okay? Aviate first, navigate first, and communicate third. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is, let's say you are gonna do your diversion. The first thing you need to do is find a, set up the plane in a pattern. So like here. So a racetrack pattern. Okay. So let's say you're gonna start here, and you have a reference point. There's maybe some farmers fields right here, and you just know this area. There might be like a tower here, so it's like a reference point. So you're gonna plan your cross country on the straight legs on this racetrack pattern. Okay, so you may want to dump like 1 notch of flaps, 1 notch of flaps. Okay, and keep the plane in a cruise cruise with 1 notch of flaps. Probably like 2200 RPM around there for the Cessna 172. We'll do around there, 1 notch of flaps. You got your plane, so you want to have all that plane configuration set up. You want the plane trimmed properly, fly the plane first, okay? So on the straight legs, you want to start planning your cross country. So when you're turning, just fly the plane, because that requires a lot of aviate, or a lot of flying skill to do. And then on the straightaways, that's when you want to do it, okay? So what you want to do, here's your map. You're currently here on the plane. So you got your VNC, you got your map. And when I do my flight on XPlane 10, I'm going to have the map on the game so you can kind of see it. And yeah, we'll figure out, maybe I can get somehow draw a marker on it. We'll figure that out later. So, okay, here's our map. So we go circle. So as we're doing the straightaways, circle where you are. Circle where you're going. Draw the line. There's something you can say. It's called circle, circle, draw the line, heading, distance, time. Call MFC, and you'll be fine. Okay, so just remember that. So circle, circle, draw the line. So you're flying the plane. You're going, here I am, this is where I'm going. I'm drawing a line on my map. Okay, calculate heading. So you want to calculate the heading you're at. The way you do it is, you look on your VNC, and you're going to have magnetic heading. Somewhere on your VNC, there's going to be a magnetic, all the degrees of magnetic heading, right? So let's say this is north on your map, and we'll say this is like 30 degrees or something. Okay, so 30 degrees. That is your, you take, basically, you have your map, and let's say the, this information is like here, like you have like your, if you look on a VNC, you get your magnetic information here, and it says 30. You take that straight line and put it on, or you take that information, put it on the straight line. Okay? Heading. Your heading is 30 degrees. Circle, circle, draw the line, heading, distance. So you want to calculate how many nautical miles this is. So on your map there are lines like that run this way. You take that for your information, and boom. So let's say it's 20 nautical miles. Okay. Oh, so let's say I'm doing this. All of a sudden I get to here when I'm flying. We're going to turn the plane, and we're going to just take a break and relax. There's no rush. Through here. As we get here, back to this. Heading, distance, time. To figure out your time, you take your 20 nautical miles times 2 divided by 3. Okay? So 40 divided by, so on the plane I'm doing this, 40 divided by 3 is 13, 1, 3. So it's about 13 minutes. So 13, we'll say 14 minutes. Just to, and just, you can change it based on, like if it's close here, you may want to change it based on winds. So let's say I know the winds are coming from here, we'll say 15. We'll say 15 minutes because I know we have a really strong headwind. Okay? Circle, circle, draw the line, heading, distance, time. Call, okay? MFC. So MFC is minimum en route altitude. So as you're looking on your map and you're looking for anything that could potentially be low to the ground, that might be, there could be mountains, there could be towers, right? And the elevation is on your VNC map, okay? So let's say 380 above ground. Okay, we got this tower here is 800 above ground. Okay, it's like, oh wow, we got some big towers here. So make sure we know your minimum en route altitude. So we want to be, if I remember when I was an instructor, I think we want to be 500 feet above ground at all times. And then we also want to be, if there's any cities, we want to be 1,000. So let's say we take this, we want to be 500 feet above that, so we'll say 1,300. Okay, so minimum en route altitude is 1,300. Fuel, do we have enough fuel? Right, so full tanks in the Cessna 172 is about 4 or 5 hours of endurance. Don't quote me on that, this is just from experience. So fuel, you basically say we're going to be flying for 15 minutes and you look at your tanks, do we have enough fuel to go there, okay? And let's say we have, right now we're 3/4 tanks in the Cessna 172, we're good, okay? Fuel, and then C is for checkpoints. So you want to basically go on your map, draw maybe a couple checkpoints. So I'll do 1, 2, 3 checkpoints, okay? And so it's a 20 nautical miles, so we'll go 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, in nautical miles. So 5 nautical miles, 10 nautical miles, 15 nautical miles, 20 nautical miles. I write that on my map, okay? Follow me so far. I know that there's a lot of information, so I'll just relax a bit. So circle, circle, draw the line, heading, distance, time, call MFC and you'll be fine. So call. Before we do this, call. So call MFC. So you want to call let's say I was doing the example where I had to go pick up the company's owner's wife at this airport. You need to make the appropriate radio calls to either ATC or the frequency that you're navigating with. Let them know that you are diverting. Okay. If it is a critical emergency, then you definitely want to do maybe a pan call. If it's super critical, it's a mayday. If it's less critical and not as serious, it's a pan. So like someone gets stung by a bee, that might be a pan call. Okay, so we do that and we let them know we're going to be going over here. You may want to call if it's a commercial flight and you're going to get the owner's wife. Then we need to call the operator or the company, say, hey, we're going to be going diverting here, we're planning to go here. So let people know, okay? Make your call. Call MFC and you'll be fine. Okay, so your diversion's ready. So you're flying, you want to get all set up. So we have our heading of 030, magnetic. Okay, magnetic, make sure you get the magnetic heading. Because on your map you have true, but you have on your VNC there's these big circles that will get the appropriate magnetic heading. Okay, you need to make sure it's magnetic because that's when you're in your plane. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see magnetic on your compass, and you're going to see magnetic on your heading indicator. Okay. So you're flying along. You put flaps back to cruise. Okay, you're flying, and then as you're getting here, you start getting ready for your cross country. So you go towards heading 030, okay? Start flying this way. You want to before, when you get over that farmer's field, start the time, okay? You want to start a timer, so it's like, okay, we're over the field, boom, we're going to start our clock, okay? And the reason we do that, because if you are flying this in real life, you're doing a flight test, you need to give appropriate estimate time en route. So I have 15 minutes, and then once we get to our checkpoint, we can confirm if we're on the right ET estimate time of arrival. Yeah, ETA. So our ETA right now is 15 minutes, so let's say it's 4 p.m., so we're gonna get there at 4:15, okay? That's our ETA. And as I get to our checkpoint, we can check how we're doing. So let's say we get to our halfway point, and my ETA was 15 minutes, but I get here, and because there was a really strong headwind, let's say it took me 10 minutes to get there, okay? So my new ETA is going to be 4:20, okay? So I have to change information, okay? And then if you are doing a flight test, you'd let your examiner know, hey, I'm changing my estimate time of arrival, okay? And I'm looking at my map and making sure that I'm staying en route. A lot of this requires low flying VFR navigation, which can be challenging. So you're looking at your map, you could potentially be low to the ground, which can be challenging. Maybe you had bad weather come in and you're navigating and you're looking at different points on the ground and it's like, holy crap. It's a little bit more difficult to navigate with your map when you're very low to the ground. Okay, when you're higher up, it's a little bit easier to see everything, but this exercise is often, it could potentially be done low to the ground because of bad weather. Okay, you could be diverting because of bad weather. So this really tests your navigational skills and your ability to look on the map and look outside and confirm the information so you know where you are and you can navigate properly. Okay? So that's it. That's diversion. So I'm going to practice this on XPlane 10. I'm going to just do it. I haven't done one of these in real life for about 3 years, so we'll see how it goes. So be easy on me if you're a pilot and you're saying, oh, this, and this, I'll do my best. And yeah, it's going to be a good review for me to do on XPlane 10. I've been really busy with a lot of stuff and I haven't been able to do enough real life flying. So I'm using XPlane 10 as a way to get back into aviation, and it's a really fun way to do it. And yeah, I'm very happy that I decided to do that. And yeah, other than that, today on the flight, one thing I'm going to do that I haven't been doing is I'm going to do a walk around outside. So I'm going to change the view on the XPlane 10 simulator so we can actually do a proper walk around. And yeah, I'll show you what to look for on the walk around, and then we'll get in our cockpit and we'll do it up. So that's it, and I will see you guys in the plane. And that's my ground school for today, for the flight. Thank you, and we'll catch you in the airplane. I had to sit on a chair because this room I had to kind of duck a bit, so. Oh. I forgot one thing. Circle, circle, draw the line, heading distance, time. Call MFC and your compass will be fine. So you gotta add that. Circle, circle, draw the line, heading distance, time. Call MFC and your compass will be fine. So when you leave, when you're about to do your diversion, you wanna reset your compass. Okay, so you look at your flying straight and level. You're not accelerating, you're not decelerating, you're not turning, the plane is straight and level, okay? You look at your compass, you look at your heading indicator, and you adjust your heading indicator to make sure it's same as what's in the compass, okay? If you do that while you're turning, it's not gonna be accurate. Your plane has to be straight and level, okay? If you're turning, it's gonna give you, it's just not gonna work. And that's another training video, but basically when you're turning north, in the northern section of your magnetic, if you're heading, the compass will lag. If you're in the south, the compass will lead, okay? And if you're accelerating, the compass will go to Accelerate north, decelerate south. So you need to be straight, level, not turning. Check your compass, check your heading indicator, and adjust it if you need to, okay? That's one thing. XPlane 10, I noticed it doesn't really deviate much. It seems to be pretty good, but in a real plane you may want to do that. I'll do it anyways in the XPlane 10 just to double check. And one other thing, you don't have to do the racetrack pattern if you can. Let's say you're flying here and you're going this direction. You can do if you can do all this while flying straight towards your starting point, like you haven't done your racetrack pattern thing yet. If you can get all your work done here while kind of doing like a slow descent or wherever, or flying to your starting point, then do all your work here, get all the cross country or the diversion figured out, and then you can just kind of go straight onto your destination. Okay? This racetrack pattern is not required, but it is required if you get there and you're not done yet, then you should recommend you do the pattern. So that way you get your cross country ready and you know exactly where you are, and then boom. Okay? So yeah, gotta add those two things, and yeah, we'll see you on the XPlane 10. Bye for now.